this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger, here with your new Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, October 10th through Sunday, October 16th, 2022. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Archangel Power Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Twin Flame Oracle deck by Verunda Dave, PhD. Just a reminder that we are now into the month of October. So if you haven't already gone onto my YouTube channel to watch the monthly Empowered Moments video for the month, complete with all the important astrological transits, the numerology vibration for the month, as well as a message for the collective and a special message depending on your stone of choice, please be sure to go ahead and take a look at that as well. So let's go ahead and start. Before we even look at our stones of choice, let's do an empowered moment. This week there is a lot of astrological transits going on, but one thing that seemed to stand out was that, of course, we're in Libra season with the sun in Libra, but not only do we have the sun in Libra right now, we have Venus, the planet of love, relationships, money, and finances in Libra, and Mercury, the planet that rules our thoughts, our ideas, and our perceptions, is also going to be moving into Libra this week. So a lot of Libra energy happening. So let's go ahead and close our eyes, clear our minds of all thoughts, and just focus on your breathing and on your breath, making sure that your legs are uncrossed and, if possible, putting your feet flat on the floor. Visualizing golden white light all around you, the golden white light of peace, serenity, guidance and protection, the golden white light of God's source energy universe, all that is. And let's take in a deep breath, breathing in that golden white light into every cell of our body. And as you exhale, you're letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And focusing on the energy of Libra. Libra, the sign of the scales, which relates to justice, the balance of the masculine and feminine, the balance of the self and the other or other people in your lives, the balance of inner and outer activities. And let's breathe in that idea of balance and harmony into every cell of our bodies. Breathing in that balance, harmony into every cell of our bodies. Releasing and letting go as you exhale of all disharmony or imbalance or discordance or challenge that seems to be going on within you or outside of you. Breathing in the key words of Libra, of compromise, diplomacy, equality, new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of perceiving. Breathing in the idea of the scales of justice into every aspect of your lives, asking that the karmic scales of justice be brought into balance for you in an easy, peaceful, and harmonious way. Let's take in one last deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, coming back to this time and place and getting ready to take a look at your stones of choice. Okay, so this is Special Intention Pink Opal. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I don't know what I was in that day, but there's like these little spiral of the wire, and I don't know, it's just a beautiful kind of wire wrapping, at least as good of a job that I can do anyway. So this is pink opal wrapped in silver. It's Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 2, the number of balance, harmony, and relationships. The qualities of the sign of Libra, sign of compromise, mutual support, and equality in partnerships. It's infused with the air element to foster and support positive communications and the ability to resolve conflicts. Archangel Raphael's energy is infused into this one to help heal and balance the heart chakra, as well as Archangel Chamuel's energy to assist with all soulmate relationships. Okay. Stone number 2 is one of our faithful favorites. This is rose quartz, and the rose quartz is also wrapped in silver wire. Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 9, number of unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion, and the qualities of Libra, sign of balance and harmony in relationships. The opening and balancing of the heart chakra for love of self and others, and the energies of Archangel Raphael to heal old heart chakra wounds, and Archangel Chamuel to assist with attracting or healing soulmate relationships. Okay, and the last one, can kind of get the theme going on here, right? They're all relationship related stones here. The last one is rhodochrosite. This is wrapped in silver as well, Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 2 again, number of balance and equality in partnerships, and with the vibration of the number 9. I didn't realize that until just now. Vibration of the number 9 as well, number of unconditional love and compassion. This one has infused into it the qualities of both Libra and Scorpio. So both of those Libra-Scorpio energies of partnerships and energetic merging with another. This one has the qualities of Venus, planet of love, romance, and relationships infused into it. Goddess Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and passion, and with Archangel Chamuel's energy of assisting one with finding a fulfilling soulmate relationship. Okay, so again, we've got the pink opal, we've got the rose quartz, and we've got the rhodochrosite. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology of the week. We start on Monday, the 10th of October, with Venus, the planet that rules love, beauty, relationships, personal resources, money, our values, and our sense of self-worth, which is in Libra, of course, her home sign, so she's nice and comfortable there, but she's opposing Chiron on Monday. Chiron, the wounded healer, the teacher, the shaman, which is in Aries, right? Has been in Aries for a long time, is going to be in Aries for a long time, but it's bringing up these wounds, these Chiron wounds of the self, individuality, independence, self-identity. So with Venus being in her home sign of relationship-oriented Libra, opposing Chiron in Aries, I think that we're going to be mirroring back and forth with our friends, our family, our significant romantic partners, possibly even work associations or business partnerships, but we're kind of mirroring or projecting these wounds of lack of balance or lack of harmony or disempowerment, where things are not equal, that there's not an equal give and take. And so that kind of thing can, it's probably going on through all of Libra season, but this might bring it up just a little bit more as Venus opposes Chiron. Also on Monday, this is when Mercury, the messenger, the ruler of the mental realm and all things associated with the mental realm, is moving out of Virgo and into, now Virgo was Mercury's home sign, but it's moving into Libra. Remember that when Mercury first went retrograde a few weeks ago, it was at 8 degrees of Libra before it went retrograde, and then it went back into Virgo for a few degrees in a few days. Now it's moved back into Libra, but it's still in its shadow period until it gets past that 8 degree of Libra mark. But now that Mercury's in Libra, we can start really, I think, communicating and discussing things in relationships, all types of relationships that need to be communicated, that need to be kind of brought out into the open. And Libra has a way of being very objective. She can be very objective and somewhat to the point, I suppose, but she does it in a very peaceful, harmonious, and nice way. Whereas when Mercury was in Virgo, it might have been a little bit more of that nitpicky, and sometimes critical energy. Now, it wasn't all that when it was in Virgo, but the Virgo power of discernment was very high, but it was picking things apart to maybe understand them, perhaps even internally, before speaking them out loud, which is going to be much more supported, at least as far as peaceful negotiations and conversations, when or as it goes back into Libra here. And it'll be in Libra, I believe, until the end of this month. I didn't actually jot that down, but normally it spends about 3.5 weeks in each sign of the zodiac. So it'll probably be in there until towards the end of October, maybe even into the beginning of November. So we have this time with Libra energy, with the Sun, Venus, and Mercury all being in Libra, to really focus in on our partnerships and our associations with other people. On Tuesday the 11th, we've got the Sun doing a couple of things. The Sun in Libra right now, and the Sun rules our identity, our confidence, our courage. It can rule how we shine our light out into the world, our sense of wanting to be recognized. And of course, in Libra, we want to be recognized by those significant others in our lives. On Tuesday, the Sun in Libra will in conjunct Uranus and then trine Saturn. So an in conjunct means that the energies of the two planets don't really merge well together. So Uranus is in an earth sign Taurus, and the Sun is in Libra, which is an air sign. So air and earth, they kind of have to make some adjustments in order to get the best out of both worlds. But Uranus by itself is about freedom, liberation, the unexpected, individuality, just kind of breaking out of the norm and doing something a little bit different or unusual, and maybe even redirecting or making some changes. So again, with this connecting with the Sun in Libra, are we making changes in our relationships? Are we redirecting how we're communicating or how situations are unfolding? Do we want to be free or liberated in some way, shape, or form? At the very least, we probably, have to merge this idea of independence, which is Uranus, with this idea of merging two people together and the balance of that. Now, the Sun, after that, will connect with Saturn. Now, this is a positive connection. It's a trine. Saturn sometimes is about restrictions, limitations, delays, karmic lessons, responsibilities. But it's also about restructuring something and bringing something into manifestation. It's about focus and kind of like building, the process of patient building. So the positive connection here could be, again, this positive restructuring that's taking place in the relationship, that we're in a positive kind of mental focus, because Libra is an air sign of the mind. Aquarius, where Saturn is also an air sign that rules the mental realm. So we could be really focusing our ideas and our communications in a positive way in order to, again, restructure some sort of relationship in our lives, or restructure even something within ourselves so that we feel more balanced within our own self. Also on Tuesday, now this is the thing that's very different. All throughout the week, we have a planet that's in Libra connecting with another planet. But on Tuesday, after the Sun in Libra connects with Uranus and Saturn, we have Mars connecting with Neptune. Now, Mars is the planet of energy, action, forward movement. He's the warrior. He's in mental Gemini right now. So thoughts, ideas, information, messages, writing, speaking, teaching, right? And Gemini is mutable, so it can be changeable and vacillating, right? So in other words, if he's putting his energies into new ideas or putting energies into a new thought or a way of communicating, it can be kind of all over the board. It can be a little scattered. It can be a little bit vacillating back and forth between two or more various ideas or possibilities. So it's now challenging Neptune. It's a challenging square aspect from Mars to Neptune. And Neptune can rule illusion and confusion and sometimes addiction and lack of clarity or lack of being grounded or focused. Okay, so Mars in Gemini is already maybe a little scattered, lacking in focus. And as he tries to put his energies into thoughts, ideas, and communications, here this connection to Neptune, which is a challenging connection, a square connection, is bringing maybe even more difficulties or more confusion or more vacillation or kind of, again, more lack of clarity as we bounce back and forth between various scenarios. Or if we're trying to interact or communicate with somebody, Neptune kind of has this effect where we're not really totally understanding the other person clearly, and they're not really understanding us very clearly. So even though Mercury retrograde is typically over, even though it's still in its shadow, we're still having to make a little bit of a more conscious effort in being clear with what we're saying, what we're thinking, and what we're doing, okay? And now also, by the way, because Mars is going to go retrograde at the end of October, and then when it finally goes back to direct motion in Gemini a few weeks later, and then stays in Gemini until sometime in March of 2023, that Mars square Neptune, that Mars challenging Neptune in this way, it's going to happen 2 more times. Another time, a second time as it moves retrograde, Mars moves retrograde, and then a third time after Mars moves direct. So pay attention to what's happening in and around the 11th of October, because you might have a kind of a repeat of that energy a couple more times. Okay, let's go on to the 12th, October 12th. We have Mercury in Libra. Mercury, again, rules the mental realm, the mind, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications. In balanced, harmonious, diplomatic Libra, opposing Jupiter, planet of expansion, planet of belief systems, yes, planet of abundance and prosperity, in Aries. Now, again, Jupiter's in Aries, sign of the self. Mercury's in Libra, sign of the partner or the other person. So we've got, I want to say there's a lot of communications that are happening and a lot of needing to look at other perspectives or the other person's beliefs or belief systems or where they're coming from. It's almost like putting yourself in someone else's shoes. It doesn't mean you have to move from what you believe or see or think or perceive to what they do, but you can at least let yourself be objective enough to look at what their perspective is, see things from their vantage point, and then that might make it a little bit easier for you to understand why they might be thinking, speaking, or reacting or doing whatever they're doing in the relationship that might be causing some disharmony or imbalance or inequality feelings. Okay, so the goal is, again, let's find peace, let's find balance, let's find harmony, let's be diplomatic, let's try to compromise, let's try to, see things from more than just our perspective. All right, Thursday the 13th, Venus is doing a couple of things here. Venus is in Libra, planet of relationships, planet of personal resources such as finances. Now again, partnerships is key here. But just as the Sun connected to Uranus and then Saturn on Tuesday, Venus is now connecting to Uranus and then Saturn in the same way on Thursday. So again, we've got this, kind of, I don't know if I want to call it a push-pull, but this energy of independence and freedom and liberation and change and redirection, but yet I don't want to rock the boat, Venus in Libra says. I want to keep the peace. I want to be diplomatic. I don't want anybody to be upset with me or get angry or, whatever. So that also is coming in on Thursday. And then after that, she connects in the harmonious way to Saturn, bringing a restructuring, possibly manifesting new ideas, new ways of thinking or approaching something on the mental level. And it's supportive of, I want to say, good interactions and good communications at that point. And then Sunday the 16th, we end the week with Sun in Libra, and now it's in conjunct Neptune. So here we have Neptune again, which brings in I want to say the unknown, because it can cause illusion and confusion because it rules the spiritual realm. Neptune rules things that are not grounded, not focused, not clear, and that are kind of intangible because it rules the spiritual realm. It has nothing to do with the earthly realm. But we can look at this as magical energy, or energy of miracles, or energy of possible blessings if we surrender, let go, trust, and have faith. Now again, it's connecting with the Sun in Libra, so we're talking about relationship matters. A lot of things going on in the Libra relationship, partnership realm. And remember, this can be partnership with your own higher self, with your own maybe ego self. This can be partnership with universe, the cosmos, the divine. So it's not necessarily just with other people, but most of the time it probably is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides for the collective. We've got lots of cards here, so let's try to look through all of them and get to your special message here in a timely manner. So the first card is the Seven of Raphael. The Seven of Raphael, it's like the Seven of Cups, right? And the seven numerologically is about being silent, taking a pause, going within, doing some self-reflection in the realm of relationships, in the realm of our emotions. And it says at the bottom, time to make a decision, be clear on what you want, and take action, and a need for detoxification. So again, this is detoxification on the emotional body level. The Seven of Cups, and you can see these different 7 lights here in this card. Typically we see 7 cups and they each have something different in them. And it's kind of like, well, what do I want? Well, I kind of want that over there, but I also like this. Like, I like the red light, but I also like the blue light. Oh, the green light's beautiful. What about the purple light? So there's all these things being represented, and it might not be all 7 of these things, but there's probably more than one where you're like, well, I don't know what to decide. I don't know what to choose. And there's a little bit of confusion there with the number 7 sometimes as we're analyzing and we're trying to pick things apart and understand the best course of action. And, this is that going within and really using our logic plus our intuition to figure out what decision is going to be best for me. And it's something that you're emotionally connected to. So it's not necessarily, it could be something like money or career, but if you're emotionally connected to it, it is, right? So it's something that we have a vested emotional interest in, whatever this is about. Now let's see what card came out with this card. Okay, we got another Raphael card, another Cups card. It's the Page, though, the Page of Raphael. It says at the top, loving, gentle, dreamy, and open-hearted. And at the bottom, it says a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations. And then it says great intuitive insights. We got Archangel Raphael there in the background. This young lady, the Page, right? Pages are about messages. The pages are messengers. They come in with messages, information, guidance, or communication, either from our angels and guides or from our higher self or from our significant others or family members or friends. So pay attention to information and messages here, especially regarding decisions and choices that you have to make on an emotional level. So other friends that can be supportive and lend a listening ear, maybe offer some sound advice. Maybe you're going to get a reading, an intuitive reading from somebody for some extra guidance. Do some extra meditation. This young lady is on the beach by the ocean, taking some quiet, self-reflective time to listen to what Archangel Raphael and her own inner voice is telling her, or calling for her to do. There's emotions involved here. Intuitions and psychic impressions involved here, and all around the realm of relationships. Okay, let's look at the next set of 2 cards. Okay, the first one it's Major Arcana 1, the Magician, which is great. It's great to see this card. So this is Archangel Raziel. Archangel Raziel is kind of like the Merlin, the magician angel. He has the tools to create his own reality. Sort of reminds me of, well, it is the magician, right? So it is the magician. So, you have all these tools at your disposal, and you're able to, through the power of your mind and your thoughts and your will and whatnot, magically create what the next step is for yourself, magically create what you want to do. Raziel, again, kind of helps with esoteric wisdom and knowledge and downloads of information and alchemy, magic. It says at the bottom, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. So if you need to make a change and you need some sort of support, or you need some tools, so to speak, to make that happen, call in Archangel Raziel and your other angels and guides and say, I need some tools here in order to make something happen, and this is what I desire. This is the place I want to move to, or what have you. And then allow the universe to bring you these tools. So again, it says you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear, and successful beginnings. This is the first card. Now, 0 is the first major arcana, but the 1 is a number of new beginnings, initiation, new starts, fresh energy, okay? And the magician is helping you magically manifest and make something happen, with Archangel Raziel back here in the background helping you. Let's look at the card that came out with that one. Okay, I love it. Another major arcana card. This is Major Arcana 8. And in this deck, it's Justice. Now, I know in some tarot decks, the 8th card is the Strength card, which has usually the lion and the woman on it. And then 11 in those decks is Justice. In Radley's deck here, the Archangel Power, or the Power, what is it called? Archangel Power Tarot. So he's made 8 Justice, and the 11 is I would assume, the Strength card. But with Justice here, this is Archangel Raguel. And Archangel Raguel is kind of like the mediator archangel. Think of him as like the mediator in a legal situation, right? There needs to be we need to sit down, and one side has one thing to say or wants one thing, and then there's somebody on the other side that wants something different, and then there's the mediator that helps figure it all out and keep the peace, and let's be diplomatic and let's compromise. And that's what Archangel Raguel helps with. He helps with mediation and conflict resolution. So if you're needing to communicate, on some level with someone, and you feel like it always turns into a frustrating argument or disagreement or something, call on Raguel. Now, this says fight for justice and equality. So again, Libra is the sign of the scales, and he's holding some scales here. Libra is the sign of the scales, and Libra is ruled by the Justice card in the tarot. So fight for justice and equality. Rulings are made in your favor. Don't give up. Rulings are made in your favor. You have the power to create your own reality. Use your tools to create that reality. Visualize what it is that you want, and justice will be served. The scales are going to balance in your favor, right? Fight for that justice and equality, right? Keep on going after that balance and justice that you seek. So that's a very powerful message there, right in the middle. Let's take a look at the next card. There's 2 more cards here. And the first one, this is a little bit heavier card. This is the 10 of Gabriel. The 10 of Gabriel, which is like the 10 of swords, is it? Oh boy, now I'm confused if this is rods or swords. Let me see. This is rods or wands or fire. Okay, so Gabriel in this particular deck is fire. So the 10 of Gabriel is like the 10 of wands, and typically that's shown with, in a traditional tarot card, a person carrying kind of a, I don't know what you call it, a big long basket on their back with 4 wands, and the wands are weighing them down and they look like they're very burdened, and it's hard to carry the basket full of stuff, full of wands. And so this is about getting near the end of what it is that you can take, so to speak. Now the message at the bottom says, ask your angels for helpful people. In other words, you don't have to carry that burden alone. So ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, so this might be self-inflicted, where you're just burning the candle at both ends. You're working too many hours, you're trying to juggle too many things. And it says trying too hard to please others, which can also be part of it, to where, again, you're just feeling burdened and overwhelmed, and you have too many responsibilities, or too much is coming at you, and you're just trying to carry it all, and you can't hardly carry it anymore. Now, with this being the last of the minor arcana, because it's number 10, that's giving us the indication that we're nearing completion of that burden. We're nearing completion of this feeling of over responsibility or heaviness, right? So that's a good thing, that we're nearing the end of it. So ask your angels and guides for help. Ask your friends and family that are supportive of you for assistance and help. You don't have to do it alone, but let's see what came out with this card to end our reading here. Okay, we have another major arcana. This is Major Arcana 20. In this deck, it's called New Beginnings, but typically Major Arcana 20 is the Judgment card. Goes pretty well there with Justice, right? You got Justice being served, karmic scales being rebalanced, and then you have Judgment, or New Beginnings, as it's called here, which has a kind of a brighter, more optimistic kind of feeling to it. This is with Archangel Jeremiah. Now, Archangel Jeremiah is kind of the reflecting on the past and what you've gone through to get to where you are today sort of angel. It's like, let's review, where we've been. Let's review what we've learned. Let's review the steps that we've taken. Let's see our progress from an evolutionary standpoint to where we are now and where we want to go next. So Judgment, Major Arcana 20, it's the second to the last of the Major Arcana cards. So we're getting near the end of a soul cycle of evolution and growth. So it says at the bottom, starting a new life. It says finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. So don't review the past and, just focus on mistakes and shoulda, coulda, woulda, and, that kind of thing. That's not what the review is about. It's about reviewing what you've learned, reviewing the gifts and strengths that you've gained, and those gifts and strengths are now going to aid you to move into these possible new beginnings. First, you have to review, then you have to let go, then you have to be open to the new beginning to happen, and be prepared in starting, a new life and a new journey, as these people here, right? They're starting this journey towards this mountain, probably over the mountain, and they don't know what's going to be on the other side of the mountain, but Archangel Jeremiah is here to kind of help them, guide them, assist them in this new journey towards this new beginning. Okay? All right. Now, the Twin Flame Oracle deck, I think I mentioned this. It was either in the last weekly Empowered Moments or in the monthly. I don't remember, but I used it very recently. And I said it's not just about like twin flames or soulmates or relationships. These special messages could certainly cover other areas of our lives as well. So don't feel like, if you don't have a relationship thing going on, that you're not going to get a message, because you will. So the first stone of choice was the pink opal. So we're just kind of giving this a shuffle and asking for special message, Special message of guidance for the pink opal people. Pink opal people. I'm going to choose this card that kind of feels like it wants to come out. And it says healing. Okay. So again, whatever area of life you're in need of healing, it says self-care. So we need to do some self-care. We need to, you know, take alone time, go on walks in nature, take yourself out to do something you enjoy, take a nice healing bath, go get a massage. So it says self-care, time out, be gentle with yourself, and it says with your twin, but let's say be gentle with yourself and the other people in your life. So self-healing and healing of relationships is what's going on here with the message of this card. I don't know if it looks like a cup of tea. Make yourself a cup of hot tea, you know, take a day off. Don't answer the phone, read a book or sit outside. Do something that's going to bring you a sense of peace and balance and allow for a day of self-healing or maybe a whole weekend, okay? And also know that if you call in your angels and guides, ask for healing for relationships as well. And maybe, again, take a day out, a time out, a vacation day for the relationship too. Go on a day trip somewhere together and, you know, have the communications that need to be had or whatever. Allow healing to take place, okay? All right, let's put that back in the deck. And then the second stone of choice was the rose quartz. Special message for rose quartz people. Rose quartz. This one's calling my attention. This is second to the last card there. Okay, this one's a little different. This one says alone. Now, don't take that as, oh, you're going to be alone or whatever. Take that as maybe you need some alone time, right? Some, again, like self-care, a vacation for yourself. You need some alone time to get away, to self-reflect, to do something for you, you know, what you would enjoy. It says at the bottom, it does say, actually, abandoned, lonely, lost, the divine is with you. So this kind of has that connotation that at least for a period of time, that you're needing to kind of just be with yourself, within yourself, for yourself, do for yourself. Know that your angels and guides, the universe, source is with you, right? It says the divine is with you. But it does have that feeling of being a little bit lost. You know, that Mars square Neptune can feel a little bit confusing or like you're lost or you don't know what to do or what have you. So I feel like if you take that alone time, get by the ocean or go get a massage, do some meditation, allow yourself to center and ground by yourself, with yourself. Cut cords between you and other people so that you're not getting outside interference and influence from other people, because you may need to maybe make some decisions here. Figure out what you're going to do next or what's best for you. And I feel like the best way you're going to do that is by taking some alone time. All right. And then for those of you that chose the rhodochrosite, special message for rhodochrosite people. Okay, this one's calling my attention. And this one says summer. This is definitely about a period of time of the year. And it says it's time to see the sunny side. So that can be metaphoric, like maybe the energy of summer here isn't about the actual season, but to look at something with a more sunny and optimistic attitude, like we all feel in the summertime, like that fun in the sun. And it says your answers arrive in summer. So there is a timing element here. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, we're talking, you know, about almost a year, not quite. I guess 9 months or so brings us back to summer. If you're in the southern hemisphere and you're watching this, then, you know, your summer is right around the corner. You know, you're almost upon summer, because the northern hemisphere's winter is your summer. So know that you're going to have some answers or some guidance or some unfolding of something in the summertime. But time for you to see the positive, the beneficial, the blessings, the optimistic, right? See the sunny side of things. Have that summer kind of energy. And summer is a time of full bloom and growth, right? I mean, things initiate or give birth in the spring, but they're in full bloom in the summer, and everything's like really, you know, usually wonderful, and everybody's enjoying themselves and doing fun things. And so have that kind of perspective in your life right now to kind of bring about the essence of that sunny, optimistic summer energy. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your comments, your love, your support. I send you all lots of love and light until we come to next week's video. Namaste.